All right. We are up. Let's rock and roll and see how fast people jump on. Here we go. How fast? There. We are on. We are out to the interwebs. Now just waiting for the people to jump on. How about that, Mr. Brian? What's going on, brother? Adrian from Queens. Hello, Lou. I'm going vegan tonight. Tonight's a vegan night. How about that? Vegan vegetarian night. Let's do some beans. Penny in California. Hello. South Dakota, Sean. Kentucky, Tracy. Hello. Melbourne, Bev. Rianne, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Uh, hello, Sophia and Jackie from Minnesota. Barbara from Iowa. Queens, New York. Etya. Australia, Susanna. Hello, Patty in Michigan. Or I'm sorry, Lisa in Michigan. Patty in St. Augustine. Black beans are my vegan night. How about that? Vegan. Dr. Dean will eat some vegan and vegetarian. I will tell you, Dr. Dean actually. I'm not third person. I'm just saying it that way. I do like me some good vegan, vegetarian, or raw foods every once in a while. I'm not against the food; they taste delicious. I'm just not against. I just don't like the lifestyle. I think it's that's a whole other thing. Patty from SoCal, Kim St. Augustine, Deborah Atlanta, Brittany in Texas, Wyoming, Neil, hello, Ann in Virginia, hello, Bruce, Quita in Los Angeles. That's a cool name, Quita. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, Quita. Uh, Hello, Roxanne in Austin. Austin has gonna get the new Tesla factory. Tina in Missouri, Sarah in Crazy Cali, Eric in Prescott, Arizona, Larissa in Tennessee. Hello, Letitia in Oregon, Joseph in Central Illinois, OC Cali, Amber, Cleveland, Calvin. Hello, Braselton, Georgia, Abby. Connie's in Nebraska. Hello. Black beans are delicious. Yes, they are. They're a little carby, though. A lot of fiber. Sarah and Brett from Ohio. Thank you, Sarah and Brett. Allie in North Dallas, Texas. Hello, Gene. Oh, Gene, message me. I got to get you all set up. Carol, Largo, Florida. Amber in West Virginia. Hello there. Love the shirt, Lisa. So the shirt is from the Tyson family. Yes, Tyson family. Love you all. Marcos, Mimi, and Grandma, we love you. You're the best. They came into the office today. They are from Jacksonville and Georgia. So they showed up. They're a distance patient. They came into the office to see me. We said hi to each other. It was great meeting them. And the shirt actually showed up the same day they did in the mail. So that was really cool. Good. Now, before we roll, I have to give props to this. Have to give props. Hope gave me or delivered to me the most amazing, I believe it's a quilt. I believe it's crocheting. We were trying to figure it out. We're not good in the whole crochet knitting thing, but we're pretty sure it's crochet. Let me show you a blanket. Now, when I show you this, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. It takes up too much space. I'm going to show you as best I can, though. I have it folded here, okay? So I'm going to show you folded how big this thing is and how amazing it is. So here we go. Okay. Here it is, all folded. I'm going to do my best attempt to unfold this or unveil it in front of you, okay? So here we go. It's rather large, and I don't want to get it dirty because it's mine, okay? But let me see if I can do this, all right? Here we go. Boom. So there's the stars, and these are not messed around with stars. They are in there, right? So there's the stars, and see if I can show this. Okay. Look at I'm doing my best here. That is, and it goes it goes all the way out. It is a crocheted. This is my blanket, all right? So there you go. It is absolutely amazing, and I have a pretty good wingspan, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not even bringing it all out. So this is from Hope. I'm not going to mention her last name just for privacy reasons, but Hope is William's mom, and Hope, you are amazing. You are so talented. This is what Dr. Dean will be sleeping with from now on. So I wanted to show you that. It was fantastic, okay? Hope, you are so talented, guys. We're gonna do some stuff. I talked about this whole Patriot skills idea that I came up with, which was, how many things are you learning right now as new skills? Not necessarily for your job, and not necessarily for like home and work and stuff like that, but like new skills. How many are you learning? I'm going to go into some of that stuff probably this weekend, because people, if you can create that blanket or anything like that, whatever it is you create, this is how we create an amazing economy. That's a ton of work. That's a professional. That's someone who's competent, right? If you were able to do something even close to that, you can be very, very well taken care of, prosperous, and take care of your family and be able to support your economy and jobs and employees and things like that. So we're going to go into some of that because I want to help you guys as best as possible. And part of that is running a business. So I run multiple businesses. So I have a practice, but I also run businesses behind the scenes. I run a lot of marketing stuff online that some of you guys don't even see and don't even know about. Multiple businesses. I believe in multiple streams of income. I believe in building wealth. I believe being prosperous, and I believe in creating more more things of wealth. So part of your job as a human being is to create things and then provide them to a free market for people to buy. So guys, you have an internet world out there. Right now, you are watching me on social media. Social media wasn't even around, 10, 15 years ago? Facebook Live is only in the last, year, maybe a little bit more, something like that. These are opportunities for you, a creative individual, creative soul, spirit, to create what you are good at and then put it out there. I know people, I don't even care if it's multi-level marketing. I'm not personally a big fan of multi-level marketing just because I have my own stuff that I do. But if you're good at it, go for it, right? You can be prosperous in this new world if you learn the skills to do that. A lot of people ask me, like, how do you do it all? I just do it, like, but I'm not watching television. I was just joking on my way home tonight with my wife, in my truck. I have a nice truck, and when I pop in there, I put my phone in to my truck because it plugs in, and I only listen to podcasts or audibles, right? I don't listen to the radio. To work and from work, I have 20 to 30 minutes depending on traffic, and all I do is I read Audible or podcasts. The funny part was tonight I had it on Audible, and there was 3 books that came up: Behold a Pale Horse, The War of Art, and a financial book. All 3 books in Audible form were about 2 to 2.5 hours long. Guys, I go to seminars on weekends when we don't have COVID, where I'll go from a Friday to a Sunday straight of just listening to seminars, which turns into 3 8-hour days, right? So I'm not going to seminars right now. You can listen to Audible book literally 1 a day. Instead of watching television, because trust me, people are going home and watching well more than 2 to 3 hours of television. Turn on the Audible books, learn something, gain a skill, turn on a podcast, grow, develop yourself spiritually, self-development, you name it. This is how you grow, okay? A lot of people, I don't watch TV, they just watch me. That's fine. Watch myself and other patriots. But other than that, be listening, be watching, take in content, but good content. Don't be programmed anymore, okay? I just want to show you that because I think it's very important. But we're going to do some more stuff on that because I want you guys to learn skills. And I'm not going to teach you skills. I'm just going to teach you how to dive into more skills, because honestly, at the end of the day, patriots are responsible for this economy. You patriots are responsible for driving this economy. I literally work all day, every day because I love what I do, okay? If you love what you do, it's not really work. People ask me, how do you go on an hour every single night? Like, that's a lot. 6 nights a week, I should say. And I go, you know what? Because I love this. I love helping you. I love keeping you sane in this troubled time. I love keeping you calm. I love imparting knowledge. An hour to me doing this with you guys really does not seem like work to me. Like, I enjoy, it's weird talking to you through a camera because I'm looking at a camera when it should be an audience in front of me because I like audiences. But either way, I enjoy imparting knowledge onto you guys, okay? So we're gonna teach you how to get skills, okay? Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. Let's dive in. The first thing I'm going to show you tonight, by the way, this is 2 minutes of genius, and I want you to pay very, very close attention to what this gentleman is saying because it's important. I'm going to preface this with, he is a crazy looking man that some might say looks crazy because his hair is a little disheveled, his beard. But listen to the words he is saying because they're so, so, so important.
You know, we're in a situation where absurdly and ludicrously, a government is ridiculously claiming that it is interested in saving lives and protecting people's health and is harassing a man with a health disability and dragging him into court because he refused to bend the knee to this tyranny. But also think about the fact that at the very height of this alleged pandemic, back in April, there was no talk of compulsory masks.
No.
In all of May, when the figures were dying away to nothing, there was no talk of compulsory masks. In June, when there were no cases virtually at all, there was no talk of compulsory masks. Now, when it's all but disappeared, it's gone. They are now bringing in compulsory masks. And the reason for that is they need visible evidence of terror.
Yes.
They need to create a visibility of the terror that they want to inculcate into people. And that's why this is so important to them. These are really sinister people we're dealing with now. These are people that we previously thought of as people of our own kind, these politicians. But we have to start thinking of them now as alien beings, as hostile beings to the Irish people. They are the enemies of the Irish people. Clearly they are intent, because the mask is a way of denying the very human face of the person. It is a way of taking away the individual, unique humanity of each person and turning us all into zombies and restoring us to a kind of animal state so that we no longer will look at each other coming down the street as Tom or Mick or Mary, my friend, my sister, my brother, but instead as a festering mess of bacteria and viruses, which is a danger to my health. Oh! You know, I have to get out of the way. This is what they are turning the human person into. With this whole thing. I'm not saying that our people are responsible for thinking this up. They don't have the brains for that or anything. But this is what they're implementing. This is the thinking behind it, to destroy the spirit of the human person, the individuality, the personality, the conscience, the character of the human person. That is what this project is about.
That is so beautifully said by him. It is literally, so two things that, I mean, there's many things I picked up on. Two things by watching that a second time I picked up on. One, he called politicians, hold on for this, wait a second. He called politicians alien beings. So this guy knows what he's saying. Number two, it's taking the soul out of the individual. When you cover the face, like, first of all, you can't hear me because it becomes we can't communicate. Communication is our thing. We communicate. We're souls, we're spirits, we communicate. And on top of that, when you do this, you take away the features of the individual, right? Like, obviously, yes, we're souls, we're not bodies, but we are here having a human experience. And ultimately, it is unjust to take away our features of who we are. We as beings have created these features, right? We are from our parents. We are creations of God. They are not allowed to take that from us. They want us in a fear vibrational band. When that occurs, they win. They cannot have us happy. When we're happy, They can't touch us, right? But I really did think it was very fascinating that they called us. They called them alien beings. That was very fascinating. He's Irish, and I know some Irish people. They're very smart. So yes, they want the personality to be gone. They want the face. They want the individualism of all of us to be gone. They want a hive mind. If you have ever heard of a hive mind, or if you have not heard of it, go look it up. The hive mind is what they're trying to create. They want everyone to be one, not where we go one, where we go all. They don't want that. They want everyone to be dumb zombies or robots. They just blind listen to authority, okay? Now, I also read an article today, and it said that the mask is a mark of the beast in the larval form, meaning a larva before the butterfly hatches, right? they're holding it in before it hatches the New World Order. That's what they want. So, a lot of people say that the mark of the beast, it can't be because we'll be deceived. Well, guess what? They are being deceived. The sheep are being deceived. So a lot of people are saying this can't be the mark of the beast. The vaccine can't be the mark of the beast. And I've been doing a lot of study between different books, the Bible, I've been watching The Door, a lot of different, trying to interweave a lot of different stuff. I've been watching Laura Eisenhower, who I'm still trying to get, because I know for a fact, 100%, we are not alone in this universe. I know a lot of you out there who are really having trouble and struggling with that. But guess what? If you saw the Space Force logo and you still can't wrap your mind around the fact that we are battling a galactic war, and that doesn't take away from the patriotism of a flag. It just means, because countries are supposed to be individual. Like that's how it's supposed to be. It makes us better as people, but we still go forward one as a planet. But I do believe, after studying a little bit more, that the mask is the prep work to try to get everybody to go into this mark system, whatever it is. Okay, it's insane, and a lot of people have said, and I'm literally just like bouncing stuff off my mind right now. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I need to get this out because I believe when you read spiritual books, no matter if it's a Bible, no matter if it's Buddhism, Taoism, New Age, I don't care, because at the end of the day, I am a person that accepts anybody as long as they're good people and they do good works, okay? It's an individual journey for everybody, no matter what faith you come from, all right? However, I do not believe the mark is what everyone thinks it is. This is why. Because they'll say the majority will fall for it, right? I'm riffing. I'm not giving you scripture. That's not how, I don't work that way. Is you think because you're watching this that everyone's awake, because we have a lot of people on tonight, and there's a lot of patriots out there, and there's other patriots who get thousands upon thousands of viewers at a time. X22 has hundreds of thousands of views. So we think when we see this that everyone is awake. It's not true. We are literally like 1% awake, maybe a little bit more. Everyone's awake to a specific way, right? Like, for example, there's a lot of patriots out there who aren't as awake as us, but they're still awake. They know that we should have our own government. We know we should have a republic back. There's people who are more awake. There's people who are watching what Space Force is doing. However, you do realize that hundreds of millions of people are going to get the COVID vaccine. We don't even know what's in it. If you put out a website like tomorrow that said, hey, give us your name, address, email, and social security number and everything, and we will put you right on the list for COVID and get you right in line for the vaccine, I'm going to tell you right now, you will have hundreds of millions, most likely, of Americans who sign up for it. Guess what? When you have 75, 80+% of people who sign up for something like that they don't even know what's in it. They have no concept if there's a chip in it. They have no concept if there's a holographic tattoo that goes on your arm when it's shot into you. They don't know, but they'll sign up for it. And guess what? Those are the sheep who unfortunately could be going for the culling. Is it this vaccine? I don't know. Maybe it's the next one. We do know they sped everything up because they knew they were losing control. They're losing control of the people. They're losing control of everybody because the internet was supposed to be our downfall. The internet was supposed to be the final control mechanism. But guess what? We started waking up. Consciousness started rising. Spirituality started rising. They messed up. People are waking up. The internet has actually turned into their enemy now. That's why they have to shut it down. That's why Facebook and Twitter are doing all the things they're doing, because people are waking up. They're posting that they know the numbers are bullshit. They're waking up to the fact that this is all a scam. However, you still have 95% of Americans who would sign up for that vaccine tomorrow because they're in fear and they're scared. And guess what? That's all it takes to be that mark. And I do believe it's either this one or whatever comes next. Because the woken will not take it. But they will get the sheep. Hopefully now, the president is talking about things. He has to get elected, keep in mind. And by the way, I don't like what they did with Jacksonville. All right. I posted that for a couple of reasons. One, because I don't like it. Two, I think a lot of people think that like I'm not in the bag for the president of the United States. Like I'm trusting in him and I'm all in, but I don't like every decision he makes. Like I see, that's the other thing. I have a lot of people out there. Obviously, you're Trump supporters. That's great. But you can't be in the bag for everybody. You have to actually logic, common sense, critically think, take things apart, look at for what they are, and then make a decision on that, right? But we are headed towards a fork in the road. It really is. A giant chunk of people are going to go down the wrong road. And then the minority, the woke, remember, the founders were a minority. The founders of this nation were a minority. They were not the majority. Then you have the other road, the road less traveled, right? Which we will go down. And guess what? That road may not be easy. That road may be challenging. Hey, at the end of the day, I've gone through some battles. I hope it's not super challenging, but I also have the awareness and understanding that it could be challenging. And we have to use their tools against them. I talked to a buddy tonight, Edwin Dearborn, who you have seen before, and he said, we have to use their tool against them. And it's funny because I thought about this some time ago, but I didn't really stick with it. And then he talked with me tonight, and we were like, you know what? It does make sense. Is you have to use their weapons against them. You have to start learning how to act. You know what? When someone asks me to put on a mask, I think that's discrimination. Would you make a Jewish person do something they didn't want to do? Would you make an Islamic person do something they want to do? Maybe eat some food that they're not supposed to? Would you discriminate against someone who's gay? Okay, well then guess what? If I have a condition, then I can't be discriminated against. Why are you discriminating against me because of a condition? People are saying you can't get on a plane right now because they say they're not taking medical exemptions. Well, is that discrimination? Because I think if you have somebody who has a medical situation, then that would be discrimination to not only not allow them on, but if they actually produce paperwork for you and you still deny them, that's called a discrimination. That's actually a really nasty discrimination because you're going against somebody's disability. That could be horrible. Why would you ever do something like that? Because that person's a victim. You know, yes, they're a patriot, but they might have a condition. And if you go against that condition, well, that's discrimination. and you don't want to discriminate against somebody, well, guess what? That's the left's tool. The left plays victim every day, all day. They play discrimination every day, all day. So patriots, noble patriots, it's time that you actually pulled out the strategies in your mind, start thinking, start using the tools that we need to use, and then look for great people like the Sabatinis of the world, who are representatives but also attorneys, who agree with you and are willing to fight for you. And a lot of times they're willing to do it for free, because ultimately we have to fight. We have to get back up. We have to, and this is not necessarily a physical battle for us. This is a mental and spiritual battle that we have to take on. So get yourself ready. Get yourself mentally and spiritually prepared, to go into this. And we're going to have to experience probably some things we didn't think we were going to experience, but it is what it is. All right? And yes, it would be a spiritual mark. Do not think. So this is the other thing. Everyone thinks they have the answer because they read something when they were a kid, or they were told something. Read and understand for yourself. For me, I think we're in those times right now. I don't think it's going to be 5 years down the road, a year. I think we are at spiritual line in the sand time. And I think some people are going to take the mark and some people are not going to take the mark. And I think the ones who don't take the mark win in the end. And I think we are battling something that is galactic and spiritual, and I believe we're on the right path, and I believe we win in the end. And there's this word acronym thing out there called "Where we go one, we go all." What that really means is we're all connected, every one of us. Okay, all connected, meaning I'm looking out for you, you're looking out for me. I take care of my world first, and then I help others take care of others next. And this is why we act morally and ethically right. This is why we serve and help people, because there's a thing called karma, right? It's like a spiritual boomerang. If you do something not nice to somebody, that thing's going to come in and whack you in the face. Never fails. But it seems like the more good you do for multiple amounts of people, it all comes back multiple tenfold, right? Those are spiritual actions. When I tell you at the end of the show to serve and help people, it's not just to physically do something. These are spiritual actions. They make your life better. They make other people's life better. And then guess what? You flourish. You become better. You become a even better person than you were yesterday. And that's how we grow. Okay, on to some finance. Let me take you to a lovely article with one of my favorites, OAN. Let's go to the OAN news site. We have Orange launches digital banking in Ivory Coast, eyes further expansion. So I just want to show you a couple little headlines here. This is just a very random article, but this is what we're doing. Let's see here. A French telecoms provider, Orange, interesting name, on Thursday launched mobile banking operations in Ivory Coast, the third country where it expanded into digital lending after France and Spain. Company executives told a news conference they were aiming to sign up 10 million customers in Ivory Coast in the next 5 years, and also plan to expand into West African countries of Senegal, Mali, and Burkina Faso next year. Orange diversified into digital banking in 2017, betting that the launch of a standalone lender would give it an edge over its competitors in attracting and retaining clients. So why would I pop this up? Why would that be important? Maybe because across the world, digital is popping up. Quantum, that's what's popping up. Bitcoin, the cryptos, blockchain. I believe there's going to be two roads for crypto. There's going to be the central banking road that they try to pull off, which Ripple is one of them. By the way, I'm going to remind you guys, I'm not buying and investing in Ripple so that I can be part of the central banking. I'm buying as an investment. When it goes up, what I'll do is I'll be dumping it off. You have that side. And then you have the decentralized open source, right? Like the Stellars of the world. We'll go over again soon. Maybe the crypto world, the bad, and then the good. Okay, there's going to be two different pathways. I talked about this in that interview. One will not end well. One will probably do very well, and it will turn into the new economy. Okay, the new economy. Now, I'm going to bring this up quickly. A lot of people made a big deal about this, but I did not jump over this thing like crazy. But yes, the Epstein news came out today. The U.S. judge authorizes release of previously sealed documents in case of Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. So basically, I'm going to read this here just so we get a little summary. A Manhattan judge has ruled in favor of releasing material related to years-old civil lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell to be used in her current trial where she is facing charges of conspiring to sexually abuse minors. The sealed material is said to contain the names of influential people who had contact with and traveled with the late Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sexual predator whom Ghislaine worked with for years and is accused of abusing women and minors. Okay? Maxwell, who has been held without bail in a New York jail since being arrested earlier this month, argues through her lawyers that information contained in the material stemming from the civil law case, which was settled 3 years ago, could influence potential witnesses or alleged victims. So basically, they're going to unseal, but then at the same time, they're going to delay unsealing a little bit. So I'm a little weird on the whole Ghislaine thing here. I think something else is playing out. I think that they are setting stuff up for something down the road, because keep in mind, Hillary is supposed to be back on in September, I think it is, for her emails. And so keep in mind, that's all right before the election. So I'm not getting all ecstatic over the Ghislaine thing yet, because honestly, she's in jail. They're holding it till next year. Epstein is dead. Ghislaine has to survive jail for another year. What are the chances of that? Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I feel like more it's the story being played out, so I'm not jumping all over it yet. So I apologize for not being super excited about the story, but it just doesn't rev my engines, I guess you could say, okay? What does rev some engines here, though, is I posted an article the other day. It was a very brief article, but today it became something bigger. And what it is, actually, it was broken the other day by the local news channel where I grew up in Binghamton, New York. This one is from RT. Planned Parenthood is erasing founder Margaret Sanger's name over eugenics, but her views were known for decades. So this is what they're doing. Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger's racism and support for eugenics have always been inextricable from its mission. Removing her name from their New York City clinic is a belated start, but without real atonement, it's a cop-out. The birth control behemoth announced on Tuesday it would strip Sanger's name from its Manhattan clinic, and it plans to petition the community board to remove the Margaret Sanger Square street sign from the intersection where the building sits. Okay? So it's cosmetic. They're going to take a couple things down, and they're taking her name off of stuff, but at least it's a start. Okay? So I do not believe ever in baby killing like they do. And Margaret Sanger, who also worked with Bill Gates's father, William Gates Sr., they're all part of this. And do you remember the stuff that I wouldn't show you on the OrionLines.com website? Well, start putting all these things together. Do you think Planned Parenthood really is to help people plan parenthood? Or is it just a giant covert operation to harvest children, give aborted fetal cells to the vaccination companies? Yes, I do know that Robert Kennedy Jr. and Dershowitz battled today. I have not watched. I watched about 2 minutes of it. I didn't have time. I'll probably watch it this weekend, then I'll give a report. But it's eugenics. That's what Planned Parenthood is all about. That's what the elite in the satanic cabal is all about. That's what they're doing in Africa, is they're destroying people. That's what it is. I'm still reading Target Africa. I've been running around like crazy, so it's not as fast as I wanted to. But it goes through all of this. They're targeting the origin of the original population, which was Africa. They're trying to destroy the original DNA. That is why they attack blacks. That's why they attack African Americans, because of the heritage. It's original DNA. There's a reason behind all of this. They're trying to destroy the very source of humans of planet Earth, because guess what? We woke up. There's too many of us. There's a reason why Bill Gates wants to eradicate more than, like, we have 7 billion people, and he says we're growing too much, even though you could fit all of us in the state of Texas and still have plenty of room, along with food. The overpopulation thing is a complete myth. What they're trying to do is they lost control of the people. There's too many of us. When there's too many of us, we can get a little rebellious. But Planned Parenthood is literally to take birth control and vaccines, give them to families so it makes them infertile, and then the people who do get pregnant, they try to get them into saying, oh, hey, you don't need to keep it. Abortions are legal too. We can help you there. It's literally a death cult, death organization. So think about that the next time you see anybody associated with Planned Parenthood. And trust me, you can go on YouTube right now and you can see all the garbage. I mean, videos, people undercover, etc. It's a mess. Okay, on to freedom, but not freedom in the US. Let's talk about freedom in Europe. Remember Nigel Farage, John Mappin, who I've interviewed before. I'm supposed to go on his show as well. It's an open date. I got to get over there when I get an hour to go talk to him, because he's a phenomenal. He's a good friend. John Mappin's fantastic. Go watch Camelot Castle. John Mappin. He is a great individual. Him and his wife, I believe, is Arena. I want to pronounce it correctly. Amazing family. Doing a great job. But he is actually friends with Nigel Farage. So let me show you this article. This is fantastic. Brexit mastermind Nigel Farage is looking to repeat the impossible by helping Italy liberate itself from the EU shackles. So he is going after Italy next. He wants it'll exit. How great is this? He wants Italy to be free. This is amazing. Do you remember, months ago now, when this first started, I showed you how one of the Italian, I think, prime ministers or authorities there took out a flag and put in a Italy flag, basically saying we want out of the European Union, right? Nigel is now going to help Italy break from the crown. You know the EU is the crown, right? The crown is the top of the pyramid. And the crown is not exactly human. Let's just say that, okay? I'll go into that more later as well. But good job with Nigel. I love it. It's fantastic. He's doing an amazing job. Speaking of, it just happened to be the next story. I didn't realize I had this tab up. Let's dive into the crown being not fully, let's see, human. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you Red Collie, okay? Red Collie is a great Twitter feed. Who likes crop circles? Tell me that. Who likes crop circles? And then I'll show you the Twitter feed. Twitter is messing up tonight because they're not showing the pictures properly. So I'm going to show you these right here. But UFO crop circle, new crop picture on July 23rd near the Hacken Hill White Horse, not far from Avebury, if I'm saying that correctly. Just spectacular. Let me show you this in pictures, okay? So Twitter's not working correctly, so it's blocking out pictures tonight. There it is. Absolutely gorgeous, all right? There's a couple other pictures here, and then I'll show you a video. Actually, let me go to this one right here. Here's the pictures close up. This was reported on July 23rd, which is today, so it probably happened in the last day or two, which is, it's gorgeous. That's, how do you do, that is, sorry guys, that is not done by human beings. All right, look at that. That is absolutely picturesque, beautiful, gorgeous artwork from, let's just say, somewhere, okay? Big too, very large. Now I'm gonna just show you the video because I think the video is fantastic, okay? The video is, I don't know if the video is gonna play well. Let's just see. Let's see if it plays well. It's been reloading all night. Here we go. It is gonna play. I did not plan on making or showing you that whole thing because it was like 5 minutes, but I did because first of all, the music is literally perfect for it, but also the first thing I should say is I need people out there, I need folks out there to do me a favor. I need many of you out there who have questioned a lot of stuff regarding from a God standpoint, demon standpoint, whatever it is, spiritual standpoint. Um, I, I need everyone to stop questioning God. Meaning, I've had so many people say to me, usually messages, I don't get it in person, but in messages, that uh, there can't be anything outside here because that's just demons and stuff like that. And I get that. Trust me, I get it a lot. You just messages. That puts a complete that makes you as a human put a complete limit on God. And guess what? Sorry, folks. God is all powerful. God can do whatever God wants to do. God made many beings, many planets. I mean, billions of planets in just our galaxy alone, and then billions upon God. Gosh, no, God knows how many planets or how many galaxies beyond that. It is absolutely arrogant to say that we are the only ones and that anything else is some sort of negative demon devil. That's not reality, guys. And you show me how someone put that in a field. Let me show you this again. I'm not going to show you the video. I'm just going to show you the actual pictures of it. I'm going to show you the overhead. Look at that overhead. Okay, that is this. The symmetry is literally perfect. They did not mow it. Mowing it would be easy. It's actually compressed down to the ground, right? And that is not small. Now people go, well, what about those blue lines to it? That's from the farmer who farms the field. That's not their lines on how they created it. That's how they farmed the actual field. And by the way, if they made some sort of mechanism or whatever that they could go and make that and make it a big, public publicity thing. By the way, it doesn't make the news, so it's not exactly something they're making publicity off of. You find it on Twitter and things like that. But if they had something that gigantic that they made, that would take forever, and you would see it. Like that thing is gigantic. Okay, when you look at that, it's awe-inspiring. Have you ever just felt like something was real? Now, why is it England? So let me explain to you again where this was. This was in, here, I'll show it again, the top of the website. So it was in the Ridgeway, NR, I'm assuming is north. I don't know over there how they do stuff. But NR, the White Horse, Hackpen Hill, Wiltshire, reported July 23rd. They have ground shots, aerial shots, diagrams. I mean, I didn't even look through all these because I don't know exactly what they all are, but they have tons of different ones. The ground shots, this was the latest ground. They do tons of them though. So like they even go over the middle showing they took amazing pictures of it. Like that is absolutely stunning. Anyway, my whole point is it's unreal. I believe it's divine, and I believe it's not from here. So take that as you will. Real quick, before I talk about the last thing, is hundreds charged worldwide in the takedown of the largest child pornography website. This was July 22nd. More things are happening. This was a South Korean national. Hundreds of other charged worldwide in the takedown of the largest darknet child pornography website funded by Bitcoin, actually. So this happened. This went down. So I would just like to give a nice clap to all the authorities who helped take this down. The person who did it had also been charged and convicted in South Korea and is currently in custody serving a sentence in South Korea. An additional 337 site users residing in Alabama, Arkansas, California, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington State, and Washington, D.C., as well as the United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, the Czech Republic, Canada, Ireland, Spain, Brazil, and Australia have also been arrested and charged. They're taking down trafficking websites and rings. This is amazing. We must save our children. If we can all agree on one thing, it's saving our children. So really, really well done to all of them out there who did this. Now, I have been asked, are we going back to school? Let's talk to the president. Let's see what the president has to say tonight.
If schools do not reopen, the funding should go to parents to send their child to public, private, charter, religious, or homeschool of their choice. The key word being choice.
So, the president says if we don't go back to school, guess what? Defund the schools. And where does that money go? Oh yeah, that money goes back into the parents' hands, the parents' pockets. And where does that kid go to school? That child, your child, gets to go to school wherever you deem appropriate, whether that be a spiritual or religious school, whether that be a charter school, whether that be a private school, or whether you homeschool. So think about that. There's a lot of people diving into homeschool. I don't actually even know. We have really low taxes here in Florida, so and my wife tends to take care of the home finance stuff, and so I know we don't pay a ton of money in school taxes, but I know we pay money. Imagine if I could pay for all of my daughter's homeschool stuff probably 10 times over with that money. How about you out there in another state or another city where the school taxes and taxes are really high? Imagine if someone were to give you thousands of dollars back every year and you were able to take that money and put it into your child for whatever you deemed appropriate, whether it be online schools, whether it be a school on the road, whether it be a spiritual school or religious school, whatever you want. You get to decide what your child does and how that money is spent versus, do you not think it's insane? I know this happens in Florida. By the way, when I drive to work every morning, I don't know if it has been lately because I haven't looked because it's been crazy, but on the left-hand side, driving down I-4, there's a gigantic billboard that talks about the Florida lottery. There's two of them. There's one regular one, and then there's one like big jackpot one, whatever they call it in Florida. I don't play the lottery, so I played the lottery one time, and it was like the highest number ever, and I think I spent $1 to see if I could win it, right? Other than that, it's a waste of money. But anyway, down at the bottom it says it goes to help fund the public schools in Florida. So then why are teachers having to pay every single year for school supplies out of their pocket? Because I know that it happens in Florida. Down in Florida, there's always fund drives to fund for supplies, paper, pencils, etc. Because the teachers end up, we have teachers as patients, they tell us that they spend money out of their pocket for school supplies. So wait a second, you have to fund school supplies out of your pocket, which is totally unethical, not be for you, but for the school and the administrators. Because trust me, your administrators are like making a lot of money. So the lotto is supposed to be helping fund it, and the lotto gives away hundreds of millions of dollars a year usually. But then you still have to pay more money out, and you have to pay school taxes, which doesn't make sense. So what if we just take all the money out of the system, we get it back to the parents, and then you get to decide what happens to your children? Now we're talking about a free market economy. That's how it's supposed to work. Good. I love that. I am running long tonight. Shocker, because I have two more things and I got to get to them. I'll make one short, and then the one I'll talk to you guys about. All right. Here's a cool one, okay? This is just kind of interesting. John Solomon. Do you guys remember I told you John Solomon is a great journalist, John Solomon reports just now on the Hannity show, radio show earlier today, RE, Durham indictments, there will be a small number, but they will send shockwaves throughout the political world. Timing, now, I'm going to be very careful with timing here, okay? Because Q has said that don't expect a certain timeline. But it said, he says timing will be Labor Day. Either way, he's saying shock waves, okay? And then this happened the other day. Boom. Did you know that lightning hit either at or on the Statue of Liberty? Yeah, big problem. Oh, actually, here's the video. Let's check this out. Let me see if I can blow this up for you guys. Boom. There you go. Hit the statue. Okay. So there's interesting things coming. Okay. Here was the video actually. Boom. The statue got struck. That was in obviously Statue of Liberty, New York. Okay. But things are happening. Indictments shall be coming. Now, it could be Labor Day, birth of a new nation. They're trying to put together birth of a new nation on the Q drop, as well as labor, as in birthing labor. There you go. So that will be very, very fascinating if that occurs on Labor Day, which is right around the corner. Now, this is how I want to end you tonight. Okay. There's an article I read today, and it actually perfectly aligns with something I deal with in healthcare. Okay. A lot of people out there don't feel good. All right. They don't feel well. They're struggling and they don't know why. I tell people this all the time. One, if I work with someone, they have to be committed and ready to work. They have to be ready to get healthy. All right. Now, what does that mean? That means you have to be willing to do the work. You gotta handle food stuff. You have to take supplementation. You have to be willing to put in the work to get better, because getting better is not something that just is done easily. You have to work for it. All right. Now, I tell people I can help handle physical problems with the body. I can help handle chemical problems with the body. So physically, you either have to get it fixed, in a hospital if it's really broken, or you have to get it adjusted by me if it's a spine, or your chiropractor, or whatever modality, massage, physical therapy, whatever. Physical injury. Chemical injury. I can handle chemical injury as well. I can handle chemicals, toxins, you name it, right? Food problems, parasites, I can handle it. There's a third that I cannot fix for you. Only you can fix for you. All right? And that is emotional trauma. Now, some people are going to say, oh, you can do EMT. Yeah, emotional freedom. I don't do that. I don't get into that. That's not... I personally, and anybody can do whatever they want to, I leave that to a person, because I have seen people do emotional work and get not harmed necessarily by it, but I've seen people get stuck in things that are not pleasant. I don't know what they are. I'm not going to try to evaluate what it is for that person, but I don't do it because my oath is do no harm, and I do not want to leave anybody in a situation that might harm them. So, emotional, I cannot fix your emotional problems or issues. You have to. But that brings me up to the point. You have to disconnect yourself from toxic people. There are a lot of people out there who are not healthy. They are having a lot of problems in life, a lot of body problems. A lot of it is not food. A lot of it is not toxins or chemicals or metals or parasites. A lot of it is you have idiots around you. Okay? You have idiots around you. You have people that try to keep you down. This is a problem. If you have someone that's trying to keep you down, I nor anybody else can fix that for you. It's got to come from you. People can give you guidance and maybe advice, My advice is get the hell away from them, because you deserve better. Okay, these are some of the things that they might exhibit. I'm going to list some stuff off. They only pay attention to you when there's something in it for them. They keep teasing or making fun of you about something you did in your past. These are all things that are wrong. They make you feel like you're a failure. They project limiting beliefs about what you can achieve in your life. They lie to you about you. They make you feel negative about yourself and others. They compete with you to get something. They make you feel exhausted. That's called an emotional vampire or energy vampire. They try and force you to be someone they want you to be, and they manipulate you for your own desire or control. Okay, these are problem people. They come in all shapes and sizes, and this is what we call assholes, okay? If you don't feel good, first check to see who's around you. Now, actually, as a chiropractor, we were taught this in school. Chiropractic is technically an energy type industry or energy therapy, like adjustments. The spine is involved with energy. My nutritional work also involves energy. And we were taught very early on, if someone is having problems or they make you feel not so good, they're an energy vampire. Do you know what you do with them? You exit them out to get proper care with somebody who can help them. I'm not a therapist. That is not my job. I didn't want to be a therapist. I will listen to people all day long, no problem. But I can't solve your problems for you. My whole point in this is, if you are having physical ills, some of them are not physical. Some of them are here. And it doesn't mean because you're having a problem here. It means someone else is giving you really bad information and energy that you should stay away from. Okay? What do? Well, you either handle them immediately. Meaning, what does that mean? It might mean to put them in their place. It might mean to find a way around it if you have to be around them for a long period of time. It might mean to get someone else to help them. It could be a lot of different things. You can also completely walk away. I have actually seen I've seen spouses get radically healthy within like a week by leaving their spouse. Now, I am not promoting that. I promote pro-family as much as humanly possible. I am a pro-family individual. However, a family has to be happy. A family is supposed to be happy. Now, you're always going to be working on stuff. It doesn't mean families don't fight and argue and bitch at each other and whatever else. Of course they can. But if you have someone that is actually making you physically feel ill, if you actually have a physical manifestation, someone making you feel ill, they have to be removed, or you have to remove yourself from the environment, because it will literally destroy you. I'm not just saying sick-wise. These people can emotionally kill you, meaning you die and you leave, right? That is a problem. I don't care, and let me tell you, the other problem is, one of the reasons women stay with, and mostly women, I don't want to say that men aren't abused as well, because it does happen, of course, but obviously women, it's probably the majority. The problem with a lot of people is they won't leave. And then it happens over and over and over, because unfortunately, a lot of times, not only do they get abused, they start protecting the abuser. Now, my point of this is not to go into, abuse husbands and wives. That's not it. My point of this is, you have to save yourself from the situation, because these people can kill and destroy you, and you will never get better until you handle that. If there is upset in your life, you have to handle that. And I will tell you this too. I think therapists can be great, the ones who don't drug people. However, no one can get you through the problem. There's only one person that can actually fix this, and that is you. right? So you can go and I understand there's great spiritual counselors out there. There's great therapy people out there who will not drug you, because I'm not for the drugging part. And I know there's great church therapy. Awesome. I love anybody who's willing to help somebody else. But even when you talk to them, do you know what they're going to say to you? They're going to say to you at the end of the day, there's only one person that can help you. And trust me, they're not going to say God or Jesus or another prophet or a savior. One person. We live in the physical universe here. There is one person that's going to help you, and that is you. You have to tackle the situation yourself. But I will tell you, if you are struggling, if you have chronic illnesses, if you have chronic problems and you're not getting over stuff, there is not a supplement on the face of the planet that's going to fix this. There's not a food on the face of the planet that's going to fix this. It is simply you handling your life. All right? That's it. That's simple. That's simple. And let me tell you, you want to be a patriot? Patriots are strong. And I'm not saying this to be cheesy and corny because there's a flag here. That's not what this is, right? Yes, I am a patriot. I love my country. I love American. I love red, white, and blue. I love healthcare. But let's be real about this. People are battling spiritual problems. We have freaking spaceships, most likely, laying imprints on crop fields. But we also know that not everyone's going to make it. I've told you that before. If you are dealing with and it does not matter if it doesn't have to be a spouse. It can be a parent. It can be a brother or sister. It can be an aunt. It can be anybody. It can be a teacher. It could be a pastor. It could be someone in your church. If you are dealing with somebody that is holding you down and trying to destroy you and make you worse, you will not physically be well. You will not mentally be well, obviously. It is your job and your job only to tackle that problem. So I want you to know that, because I despise people that hold other people back. And it doesn't mean that like every day, like obviously like, spouses can sometimes hold someone back from like buying some. I'm not talking about everyday little stuff. Like, yeah, of course, obviously we all have our moments of like, oh my gosh, don't buy that, it's expensive. Or oh my gosh, don't buy. That doesn't mean you have a person that's harming you. That just means obviously we all have our things that we're dealing with in life and spiritual and emotional stuff. I'm talking about the everyday pounding, the actual pushing down of somebody, not allowing them to be themselves or be better. It's like that person who wants to get better. They want to go to school, they want to get an education, they want to get a new job, they want a promotion. And someone in their life is saying, well, it's not really worth it. You're not smart enough. You're not this, you're not that, all this different stuff. Wrong. You have to express yourself to be the best person you can be. And if someone stops you from doing that, remove them as fast as you humanly can. And trust me, some people don't do it because they're scared to death financially. They're scared to death emotionally. They're scared to death of moving somewhere. You can die from these problems. So you need to push away all the barriers that say you can't do it, and you have to do it, because I literally have watched people in a week go from sick to healthy by removing that person out of their life. So I do not want to continue to beat that into the ground, literally. But I want it to be known, because I see this a lot sometimes. And move on. You are a spiritually free being. You are created, built in the image of God the Creator. You have God like inside it. There's actually light. Your being is made of energy and light. That's what you are. Your purpose on this planet is to find out who you are, not who your parents think you are, not who your friends think you are, not who anybody else thinks you are. Who are you to yourself? Your purpose is to find that. Find the gift. Okay? Find the gift that you were given, and then be you to the fullest and operate that gift or gifts to their fullest. And let me tell you, if you do that, there will be nobody in the world happier than you. And there will be no one else healthier than you. And trust me, when you do that, even if you have like a few little ills here or there, a headache, or you have like a digestive problem, or you got a parasite in your colon, trust me, some good food, some good supplementation, and you will eradicate health problems faster. It'll make your head spin. Okay? So, guys, since I went way over tonight because I had a lot of stuff, you can ask questions, but I'm not going to answer them tonight because I'm going to rest and get ready to help a bunch of people tomorrow. But I love you all. I hope this was valuable to you. I hope it helps you. And I want you to do me a favor. As always, I want you to go prepare yourself, build your skills, get yourself survival ready. Then I want you to go serve somebody. And I want you to go help somebody tomorrow, this weekend, and keep pushing forward. Keep pushing that energy higher, because we will win this battle. We will win the whole thing. And Noble Patriots, you're the ones that are going to do it. No one else is going to do it for us. We have to take it back. And that's what we're here for. So, Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. I apologize for not answering questions tonight, but my voice is tired, and back at it tomorrow. So, guys, have an amazing night. Be well.